What is up, everybody? Beatdown GB here, coming at you, and today we got the Pontiac up on the jack stands, doing quite a bit of work to it. So the last time you seen it, I think it was Lamborghini gets its hoisting license or some shit like that. So that's when we put it on the frame, and yep, 1986 Pontiac Grand Prix. Small block Chevy. It's a 357. It's all forged, full floater, blah blah blah. 580 something lift cam in it. Should be quite the performer. This side header I needed to modify, and I got it right here. Just had to relocate this primary a little bit, and also change the flange on it because whoever drilled the bolt pattern, not on the heads but on the flange itself, did it wrong, because it doesn't even bolt onto a factory iron head. So that sucks. But got throttle, got all our stuff. These are just I still need to make these. They're just slipped on and the plugs ain't even tight. So got some work to do. Got a big list. Got an interior in the car with a nice Mercedes shifter. Goddamn Dodge. Noisy motherfuckers. Anyway, yeah, so I wasn't going to put an interior in this car, but I don't like gutted interiors, to be honest with you. They kind of suck. So there's that. So now we have interior from an 81 Malibu. I don't know if the seats are 81 Malibu, but we even have that little like back seat cover pad thing, which I'm surprised it's in one piece. We don't have a dashboard because it's still technically a dirt car, but you know, it's looking pretty good. Ended up sectioning 84 Monte Carlo fenders on the front because I didn't have the full fender, and 81 Malibu bumper with an IROC bottom thing here, and yeah, so got some more work to do, drive shaft and all sorts of stuff, and brakes, and maybe we can get driving this son of a bitch pretty soon, because I like the Impala, but I feel like I got to do some work to that bad boy, or it's going to come apart, which it probably isn't. We're actually going to take him out today, so we'll get to that in a second. So there's a few other things I want to get like squared away before. The 72 Riviera is one. It kind of draws a blank on the ideas of what I want to do with it, like engine swaps, because the 455's kind of fucked up. So it might end up just defaulting back to my original idea of putting the 5.3 from Spoonfed in here. And but my problem is, what do you do with this car? It's big. It's too low for the bog. I think it should just be kind of turned into like a burnout beast, or the burnout boat. That would be pretty sick. Car like this whipping around. Hell yeah. So we're actually gonna get the Spoonfed in a second. So this might get that, but I don't know if that 618 lift cam is the right note for this car. But I guess it doesn't really matter when it's engulfed in smoke. And here's the big boy himself, Spoonfed. So haven't touched the front end since I broke it on the bog, and I slowly pulled parts off it, like the fuel injection for the caddy, and like I said, the other thing, the motor mount's broke, so the engine is kind of just sitting in here. So it's like, do I fix all this stuff and get this truck going again, or do I pull the motor out and put it in something else that'll probably be like a little more enjoyable? The other issue might just be the stick shift in this truck that's causing my like dislike towards it. It's not really dislike, but It's just, I feel this truck could be better with an automatic, but I like the idea of the stick. So, I don't know, maybe use these parts that are good on this truck to actually make like a really good square, and not just have something that's like still crashed and like half shitty. You know, make something that's really good, and put this motor in something else and do like a diesel swap square or something like that. But anyway, so I'm still kind of coming up with ideas of what to do, and since the season's like getting closer to like possible snow, which nobody wants to hear, but it's gonna happen possibly, so I gotta think about that shit too, you know, starting all this extra shit when I should just kind of focus on the Pontiac and finish that for the winter, you know, which will probably be done before any of that. And I don't know, maybe we can flood the bog, do some ice racing. That'll be fucking sick. I don't think it'll ever get cold enough for that, but how far are we in on the video? Ain't that far in. So anyway, we're gonna get to the Impala and take him out, see what he can do out there, because it's been a while and my nerves are a little wanting to do something that isn't building shit. And here's the bad boy himself, Vladdy boy, the Impala. So, we're gonna jazz this thing up in a moment here, and actually I should clean it first. It's looking a little shitty. I got something for that. Well, actually you can't really use that in the sun, because it's fucking pretty hot right now. So, the 6.0 seems okay. It's a 2002 6-liter LS from a Escalade. So it's got the forged internals. It's got a Truck Norris 552 cam, you know, 552 lift with, you know, the pack springs and blah blah blah, generic shit. It's got like 80-pound injectors in it with whatever intake that is. It's 100 and I think it's 102 millimeter throttle body. I went with the big one. It's like a 92 and 102, and I wanted the more air because that's better. It's got a fat intercooler in the front. It's got a little dinky electric fan. It doesn't really work. It's on the original, whatever this thing is. I call it the hamster wheel because it sounds like one when it's turning. And yeah, it's got a 450 fuel pump in it. Turbo 350 transmission with a like 3000 stall or 2800 stall. It's whatever. In case you haven't watched any of these before. And ow, this side's pretty hot. Should probably check the tire pressure, get some more wind in it, check the fuel, make sure it's actually got some, 'cause that'll suck. This will probably catch fire again, but I taped my fuel line up further, so I have like a few more seconds of wick before it finally just blows up in my face and we have some real action. Because we're gonna keep going this time. We ain't gonna shut it off. Gotta see him coming out like fucking good stuffs. But anyway, let's do all that and see you out on the bog. Okay, folks. Grass has been growing like a bastard. I can't see nothing out here. fucking hot there, folks. 250 will do. Molten fucking lava. Just let her get a nice cool down on it. That was pretty erratic. We didn't catch fire this time. So yeah. If you like that, stay tuned. There might be more. So I noticed some shit. See that breather tube's pissing oil everywhere. It's probably because it's been getting a little overheated. So it's getting a little thin on the oil. But it was smoking pretty good after. So that's why I calmed it down there. Because I'd rather not have a fire out here, because that'll be pretty good. This is all green, but this shit ain't so green. But just letting that fan do some very little work that it does, and maybe get it back to the shop, spray that motor down with some water, get some cooling back on it, and try it out again, because this thing felt pretty good. I said that it was, I might have said that it was a little weird on the rev limiter, but it seemed to be pretty good, pretty right in it. So we'll try to limp this thing back home. Limp it. It was pretty hot. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I don't usually run it to 250, 230. And I'll shut her down. But 250 is a little hot for me. It didn't sound like it came apart. It sounded a little crunchy, but it still had 60 pounds of oil. And when I looked down on the fucking full tilt rev limiter there, 6500, that thing was right there. So it's got oil in her. It's just, it is fucking hot out here. And that's the way she goes. So let me try and get her going again. Temperature's back down to like 230, 228, so last one. up. Well, let's get it home. Sounds like we broke a fucking piston. Well, we've gotten Vladdy home. And he had oil pressure. It was leaving a pretty good trail behind us when we was ripping the shit out of it. But it's like bubbling right down in there. It's all fucking covered in oil. It's probably out the breather tube, but I don't know. It seemed a little excessive, and then it had a little bit of a skip, so probably fouled the plug or melted them. Probably melted the plugs. And camera's real close. Talking loud. Everything else seemed fine. Obviously the temperature was 250 that last run, but the fuel line didn't catch fire, and neither did the brakes over here. It's kind of crusty in there. It is hot. Man, is that fucking thing hot. I mean, it's probably the hottest this thing's ever been ran, and the most aggressive. So I guess what I'll have to do is crawl under there and see what's going on. It didn't sound that right idling, but like I said, it probably burnt the plug out, which I wouldn't be surprised wailing on it this hard. I'm sure those pipes were orange. Night racing would be pretty sick with this thing. And man, it's covered in so much oil. Damn. Oh, and the battery's fucked. Freaking twisted. Anyway, so hopefully that last angle was pretty good. It was getting pretty rough. Definitely needs to be conditioned out there again, or prepped a lot better than just a hand rake. But if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, do what you do. You get to see more. You might see the Pontiac pretty soon, and maybe the Buick. I don't know. We'll see some shit. Whatever happens, happens. But as long as this thing is still good, then that's all I really give a shit about. So there you go.